Hello guys, my name is Fox and welcome to part 4 of our Oxygen Not Included campaign. Let's continue. So in the previous episode we managed to have our first research done. It did allow us to build some algae terrariums, some compost, nothing really major, but we're making some progress. And in the previous episode, in the end of the previous episode, I decided that it's probably gonna be somewhat reasonable for us to just go and start working towards gardens, so that's what we're gonna be doing. Right now, I'm probably gonna go and make an extra store for it. So yeah, an extra story. Yeah, I guess that's a word. I'm not talking in English for like eternity, so I'm kind of forgetting stuff. So let's just do something like that. Why does it place these things in random spots? Not entirely sure. But yeah, let's do something like this. Let's gonna give you a ladder, and let's gonna give you some extra stuff to dig out. And I guess it's gonna be good enough for now. We should be watching out for these polluted water pockets. Definitely don't want to get into them unprepared. So, how's our oxygen looking? We're losing 5 kilos still per day. Yeah, so this algae terrarium is not really the most efficient thing in the world, but it does work. It does work, and it's not using electricity, so I guess that's one of the good sides. Okay, so Mima, instead of going to sleep, actually goes to the toilet, and it is quite reasonable that you're actually using the toilet before going to sleep, just so you're not gonna get disturbed. By the way, how's your diarrhea? It looks like your diarrhea actually passed, but you still have these green bubbles. Why? It's not because you're grimy or having dirty hands, because all the other people do have them. Maybe the game still didn't realize that your diarrhea has passed. Maybe that's a little bit of a bug. I'm not entirely sure, but it doesn't really matter. Shouldn't be that, but by the way, we do have some minor wounds on our duplicates, and it looks like they're not really... Yeah, they're not really healing by itself. I have not realized that, actually. So it might be reasonable for me to just go and place like a medical cot somewhere around here. By the way, where do I want to have it? Do I need like a special room for medical cot? Doesn't look like it needs anything. It just accelerates the regeneration of a wounded duplicant's health, requires duplicant assignment. Yeah, let's just go and place it where? I don't really want to occupy this this story. Is it a word? I hope so. Because it's gonna be assigned, just basically gonna be a bedroom, and definitely gonna be getting some extra duplicates, so there's not gonna be enough space for all the cots. So I guess the medical one we might want to place somewhere else. Like build out in this direction a little bit. I don't know. Guess we're gonna wait a little bit. Our duplicates are not really that damaged for now. They could wait a little bit. Oh, we're actually now losing a lot more oxygen because we're adding all of this extra space. Yeah, by the way, this sand is gonna be annoying. You need to dig out this stuff as well. Maybe it's gonna be somewhat reasonable just go and add some extra algae terrariums. I don't know, let's not Oh, never mind. Let's just go and add... Let's go and add an algae terrarium right near here. Because I do see some carbon dioxide coming down here, so it's gonna be a relatively reasonable place. It probably would have been better to place it here, but it seems it's gonna be a better spread. Yeah, that should be fine. Go and get rid of the sand as well. Yeah, we definitely could use some extra people right now. Because one currently, like, occupied all the time with research. Also, occasionally the second person is occupied with manual generator, so we only have, like, 2 left to do the labor. To dig and construct, so... Yeah, we definitely could use some extra work in hands. How do you feel about this compost guy? Whatever your name is. Harold. Yeah, this thing is producing... Does it actually produce polluted oxygen? I don't know if it's gonna tell in the description or not. But it looks like it actually also increases the temperature slightly. In here. Just pretty interesting. By the way, this computer also increases the temperature in nearby area as well as its batteries. That's cool. It certainly is neat. I should be actually taking this into consideration when when building stuff around. Oh, and actually that might be one of the reasons why I would want to have a separate room for batteries, just so they're not gonna increase the temperature nearby too high. So that's quite nice. Oh, and there we go. There's another one duplicate available. We're definitely gonna take him in. Oh, by the way, this one person looks pretty cool. Mole hands, digging +5, yokel. Cannot perform germ research. That's fine. We do have plenty of researchers as is, so... There we go, Ada. You're the new duplicant in here. What's your problem? Toasty surrounding. It's 23 Celsius. What the fuck are you talking about? By the way, we just finished power regulation technology. We have access to new batteries, power switches, wire bridges, and heavy what wire? What? Carries more wattage than regular electrical wire without overloading. What? Oh, that's a new thing. So your wires could actually overload because of the amount of wattage is connected to them. That's interesting. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to work with. But sure, okay. Also, now we have access to the new batteries. Should I be replacing these tiny ones, or should I just plop down another one just right there? I guess because we have enough space for now, let's just go and place one nearby without deconstructing these ones for now. Power switch. Yeah, I don't think we need any power switches right now. Also, what are the other things we have gotten access to? That's basically it. So at some point we would need to actually replace our regular electrical wire with heavy wattage ones. Huh. Oh, or I could... Okay, I don't know. Let's not build it for now. It would have been pretty nice if I had like a button to just upgrade my current wire to heavy watt one. Could I actually do this from this screen? It does look like it's gonna get replaced. So maybe it's gonna be the way. So, yeah, now that we've got another one duplicate, we would probably need an extra code for her. And also, our storage compactors are getting quite full again. How's our food looking? 25,000 kilocalories. Yeah, we're kind of getting low on the food side. Let's just go and produce like a couple extra mush bars because I don't really have access to anything else. And we're gonna start working on our garden. Let's just go and plop down couple of these planter boxes. It's gonna be fine to place them just right beside each other. I'm just gonna plop down like 4 for now. I'm not really sure how many we need. No seed select. Yeah, that's fine. So what kind of... Oh! We actually do have mealwood seed. Oh. Never mind. Interiors fast-growing plants that produce a strangely and edible grain. So this thing produces meal lice. Okay. So we do have access to lice loaves. Or we would have access to lice loaves. Sure, we're just gonna place... we're just gonna grow mealwood in all of these planter boxes. I think something like... I don't know how many we need right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go with like 10 maybe. Might be an overkill. How much time it actually needs to grow? Initial growth 5 cycles. Regrowth 2.5 cycles. Yields 15 meal lice per harvest. Max harvest 3. Okay, I don't know. We're just gonna we're just gonna plant some. Could actually select you all. No, probably not. Just gonna plant mealwood in all of them and see if it's gonna be efficient at all. It's definitely gonna take a lot of time for our first harvest, but I guess we would need to have... oh, how many seeds you're actually using? Why the hell? Oh, never mind. For some reason I thought it's like used more than 1 seed. Primarily I've probably been just looking at different screen. How's the temperature in here looking? 24 Celsius. And your optimal temperature is from 10 to 30, so you're looking relatively fine. Okay, so we do have a start of a garden. I know how much time my duplicates would need to spend working on it. By the way, we also have no research queued. So the next thing, I guess, just gonna be like, I don't know, liquid piping? Why the hell not? Might be reasonable. So, how's oxygen production looking now that we have this second algae terrarium? We're losing 4,000 or 4 kilograms per day, probably because we've got ourselves one extra duplicant. Also, do these things eat oxygen, or do they produce oxygen, or do they just not care about it? Looks like they don't really use any gases. I guess that's fine. How's our power situation looking? Looks relatively fine. And food, we have 20,005 or 25,000 kilocalories. Yeah, seems fine. What else could we build in here? Floor lamp. And a massage table. Yeah, our stress levels are actually getting somewhat high. 20% on Mima. Probably because of the diarrhea she got. Is there any other ways for me to get rid of stress right now? No, looks like massage table is the only way at this point in the game. And yeah, we would need to do something with these heavy wood things. Because our electrical wires soon probably gonna get overloaded. Especially like these ones. Let's go and see. Could I just go and replace these ones? Like until here at least, with heavy wood ones. because the most power is concentrated like in the battery area, so we definitely could use some tougher wires in there. And indeed it is getting upgraded. Okay, that's pretty handy. I wouldn't need to deconstruct all of the other wires manually, which is pretty nice. By the way, am I looking at the wrong one? No. Okay, so electrical wire max wattage 1000 watts, and this one is 2 kilowatts. Okay. So we're not really using up to 1000 yet. We're getting like 540. Yeah, that's fine. It's gonna be a nice nice thing to have for the future, these heavy wattage things. Heavy wattage circuits. And by the way, we got some more diarrhea. This time it's Rowan. I'm sorry, Rowan, but we don't really have access to any better food right now, so you would have just deal with diarrhea, unfortunately. Just drink more water. We do have plenty of it in here. Oh, and you actually have to clean the toilet right after yourself. Oh, why do you have so much CO2 concentrated in there? It should be like... Yeah, it's kind of annoying, because when my people are gonna be passing through this place, they're probably gonna be a little bit unhappy. We still do have insufficient oxygen generation. Oh, we're actually... Why are we losing so much now? Minus 25 kilos. What the hell? Looks like... Yeah, we probably need a couple more algae deoxidizers. I guess we're just gonna go and place one right here. Yeah, sure. Why not? How much algae we already used from the last time I've looked at it? Organic algae. Oh, we just used like 100 kilos. So this 5000 kilos should last us for like eternity. I hope, at least. Or at least until we're gonna get another one way for us to create oxygen. So sure, I guess the third one, algae deoxidizer, not gonna hurt that much. And I guess Ada got skill increase in her athletics. Yeah, running this treadmill forever is definitely kind of a lot of physical activity. So, how's our research going, by the way? We're halfway through liquid piping. Are we allowed to build anything else? Yeah, so as you could see, this game kind of lacks content at the moment, but it's... I just learned about its existence, and I don't think it's entered alpha that much time ago, so it does get developed pretty reasonably quickly, so that's still pretty nice. But yeah, for now, until this research is gonna be done, doesn't seem that you could build much stuff. Yeah, what I've been thinking about is this medical cot and also the massage table. Probably, I actually probably could just get another room where I'm just gonna stack, or where I'm gonna have massage tables and medical cots. And I might not even go like upwards, because there's like some polluted water in here that I would probably not want to touch. You might have like a little bit of room in here for the recreational activities. So let's go and do something like this. Just gonna go and drop like a ladder down here. 1, 2, 3. This one is probably not necessary. And you're gonna go and dig me a room of like this size. And yeah, people can just come down here when they need, when they would need to rest. I think it's gonna be reasonably reachable by everyone. Are you not allowed to build I'm not allowed to build this ladder through this tile? Looks like not, so we're just going to deconstruct it manually and add a ladder in here. So, with this third algae deoxidizer, by the way, it's our timer, how much oxygen we're losing now? 15 kilos. I know why, I'm not entirely sure why this oxygen consumption just skyrocketed, because we've been losing like 5 kilos the previous day, and now we're losing 25. I'm not sure, but I guess we're just gonna have to plop more and more of the algae deoxidizers around, because it is the only way for us for now to produce oxygen. But soon I think would be able to go where? Oh, okay, so this percolation electrolyzer is quite far away, so I guess, yeah, we would need to rely on the algae deoxidizer for quite a long time. But that's fine, and yeah, for now it's time for me to have a break, guys, so I'm gonna do this and we're gonna continue in the next episode. So, if you enjoyed watching this, you could leave a like, if you want to see more, subscribe, and if you want to leave a comment, definitely do it, and I would answer as soon as I could. See you later, guys, bye bye!